invite all of you, go visit Israel. Go visit the Jewish holy sites, the Christian holy sites, your holy sites, whoever's listening. Go take a tour. See what the Israelis are living through. Make sure that when you go, you visit the Syrian UN, Jordan, the borders, and see how close they are. Go up to the Golan Heights and spit, if I may use that expression, and discover where it lands. And imagine if it was a rocket shell. Okay, go to Gush Katif, or go close and say, wait a second, Ashkelon? And realize that they could shoot. Go take a look and think when you land at Ben Gurion Airport, when you're flying down. Just in your mind, find out afterwards how far Judea and Samaria is from the airport. And imagine for a second, God forbid, that the Israelis gave away Judea and Samaria. Right? You could be looking down at the gun barrel of a rocket booster when you land. It's that close. They could be sitting on a hill and shooting rockets, land-to-surface missiles at our planes. It's not, it's not New York to Texas. It's not even one side of Texas to another side of Texas. It's much smaller. And therefore, go visit. It's a beautiful country. It's a beautiful people. A lot of history. This is God's country. Okay. But don't go only on your guided tour to see some of the fancy stuff in the museums and the restaurants. If I may say so, get your hands dirty. Go visit the people. Go to some of the communities. Go to Hebron and see what the heroes of Hebron are living in, because they want to live around the patriarchs and the matriarchs. Go visit the communities that have a history. Go to Shiloh. Go to Beth El. Go places that you have the history. It's all there. Go see the archaeology. Go see the city of David, where you sit there and you position yourself in the right place, and all of a sudden you read from the Psalms of David, and you say, now I understand where he's referring to the mountains and the sun and the moon. This is the place that exactly fits the geography and the astronomy of what David spoke. Okay? The Arabs say it never existed. The excavations prove that it did. Walk the tunnels from where the high priests and the Jews went before the holidays. Go see it. Right? If you're allowed on the Temple Mount, I mean, the history is there. You can't say we didn't exist. How do you deal with a nation that says the Temple Mount never existed, that Solomon didn't exist, that David didn't exist? How do you deal with someone who denies your history? And then tell me he wants peace? He denies your existence. Go to Israel. Like I said, yes, go visit the marketplaces and have wonderful Israeli cuisine and enjoy the hotels. But travel the breadth of the country and meet the people. Find a tour guide who will teach you, take you to the places of history and security. Right? Go on to an army base, which can be arranged, and meet the 18 and 19-year-old young men and women who are there, and ask them, why are you in the army? Why are you putting your lives in danger? Right? Meet with some of the tanks commanders, and they know the possibility exists that they will go to war, and they will fight, and they will lose their lives. And ask them what makes them tick. Right? It's an experience you'll never forget. Too many of we tour Israel, and we don't meet and greet the kids on the street. When I take a tour, I stop with the bus. We've always got drinks and treats and anything else you can. And we find in a group of soldiers, we get off and we say thank you, and we give them drinks and we take pictures. Okay? And it comes back to me years later, that was the best part of the trip. I was able to connect. So for those of you who've gone, go again. For those of you that haven't, we got to go with a mission. And when you get there, make sure that you go off the beaten path. Get your feet wet. Get your hands wet. Right? And see how they live. Right? Sit and talk to some of these kids. I remember once going to Hebron and with a small group, and one of the rabbis in the group asked a 5-year-old, a 6-year-old, how are you? What do you do? Do you know where we're from? Without batting an eyelash, this 5-year-old looked up and says, yes, from Galut, from the exile. I'm here. You're over there. We were like blown away, flabbergasted. This 5-year-old had an understanding, and we come back.